inside of the circle with 5 minutes to go on the clock.
Abinus, let me tell you, right, I have just watched another one of those, like, 30-second flips. You know, I was about to come in and say, FRA are really putting the pressure on here. They had more men closer to the point, and you could see that in the background of at least from my point of view, TAW.
Oh, Fear Not drops 3 at the top of the hill. He's going to go for the outpost. It's got to be close, right? Where is this OP?
Like 10 meters away from him.
And he goes down.
What, you know, fair play. Finn, in particular, by the way, is a very good squad leader. I've been squad leader by him before. He really knows what he's doing, and he's a really aggressive one. But I digress. Let me just get back to what I was saying before, because there was a point where FRA had their whole team within 20, 50 meters of the point, and you could see TAW was scrambling back from garrison spawns. And 30 seconds later, FRA were eliminated. They'd just been taken out on the point. And let's bear in mind, FRA have the majority of the hill looking down on the point, and it just hasn't proved yet to be a real advantage to them.
Yeah, they haven't been able to leverage that hill. You're
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
The leverage has not come in. You are starting to see an MG is spraying, and now look, 30 seconds go by, and a spawn wave comes in, and a big group of FRA now are getting into the strong point. I really question this Able Outpost. This Able Outpost for TAW is sitting all the way in the back of E4. It is not very close. With 3 minutes to go, he's got to just risk it for the biscuit here. TAW has got to get their OPs closer to this circle because it's just going to turn into a knife fight inside of the circle once we get below 2 minutes. So TAW has got to get themselves in position here for this final 2 minutes of an absolute skirmish that's going to take place.
The worst thing you can do right now is spend time in the last few minutes of this match running to where your engagement is. I mean, obviously, you know... there's an element of safety that you need to put with the location of your OPs. But if you're going to put them so far back that, you know, the game turns into running simulator, then it's not a great decision from TAW, and it could actually prove their undoing here.
Well, I mean, as I say that, the control that TAW had around the circle collapses.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You know, with 2 minutes to go now, FRA in an increasingly advantageous position, and TAW now has to run uphill, and this Able has still not moved that outpost. And he's got to get that thing up. Even if it's in a high-risk zone, it doesn't matter. You've got to get your spawns here because you've got just a little bit of time on the clock. We got, 2.5 minutes. I just said it was the 2 minute mark. We're at 2.5 minutes to go here. And FRA, I think, is going to flip this with 2 minutes and change. And, you know, the match isn't over. TAW needs to reset OPs to go for one final push. It is really critical right now that all TAW OPs wrap themselves in bubble wrap and do not die. TAW squad leaders have got to stay alive for the next 10 seconds. And they need to reset OPs, and then, you know what, it doesn't really matter if FRA captures it. As long as the squad leaders get their OPs back up, everything is fine. And look at that. All 3 OPs for TAW come in. They have positioned themselves. In the final 2 minutes, we're going to see a wild knife fight here. At the end, as I say that, an assault player is closing in on the dog outpost. This is Arc Funky and TAW Canister. Canister saves the OP. That could be big. That could be really big. TAW, they're able to save dog outpost. Dog gets the spawn back in. And now TAW, with 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock, is going to need to just absolutely go all in on the strong point. I am seeing a squad from FRA that looks like it had to maybe run in from the garrison or a rear outpost. I'm not sure. But look, TAW coming in, huge numbers.
Oh my God. Honestly, like FRA had it in their hands, and I was about to say that I'm convinced that they're going to have it, and they just get dropped. 4 out of the 9 of the FRA that are in the center point here. TAW are dominating the fight in the last 30 seconds here. That
was such a composed play by TAW. They almost gave with 1 minute to go into overtime. or 1 minute to go until we get to overtime. It looks like TAW almost lulled FRA into a false sense of security by allowing them to cap, because all of the squad leaders waited, stayed alive, dropped OPs, and then immediately their entire team ran into the circle. And right now, I see a whole heck of a lot of TAW inside of the circle, and a lot of FRA sitting on the outside. With 30 seconds to go, I think we are guaranteed overtime. And if we wouldn't have it any other way, Scurbs, this is the third match of the three matches between TAW and FRA have gone into overtime, and this one, I mean, 2 so far, and it's going to be the third here. What a great contest between these two teams. I am so curious. We have an able squad leader from TAW that is playing out on the side. Maybe this is Maelstrom trying to drop some players from FRA as they run in, but right now TAW is in the driver's seat. The concentration is high, and FRA needs to get a whole heck of a lot of kills in the next 30 seconds. We are officially in overtime.
We are officially in overtime, and it is just a full send from both teams right now. I'm sorry, I'm getting really excited here because everything's gone out the window. It's full commit, into the point. See if you can win your engagements. FRA, TAW, they don't know who's going to win this. I mean, the engagements are, it's just trades going off all over the place. And, you know, I mean, I don't even...
They're going to do it. TAW is going to pull this out at the very end of the match. TAW secures the game and the bag, and they advance. TAW, for the second time in this series, secures their win in overtime. All 3 matches go to overtime, and TAW emerges from match 3 as the victor. They win the best of 3, 2-1, and they advance to play DC tomorrow on Sunday, match day 6 in losers round 4. Scurbs, what the heck was this? I mean, we gotta wrap this up, but what are we watching in these matches? I mean, how lucky are we to get not 1, not 2, but 3 ridiculously competitive matches right to the very end with an overtime winner from TAW? I mean, go ahead, Scurbs. I'm out of words.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm like, just the amount of adrenaline that's gone through. I mean, yes, guys, it's Hell Let Loose. It's comp. It's 18 versus 18. But I mean, come on, 3 games for these, you know, TAW and FRA that have gone into overtime and have just ended up being skirmishes in the center point, and who could win those engagements from 10, 15 meters away. Tactics have gone out the window every single time. We've had absolutely no idea who was going to win this, and quite frankly, you know, I'm exhausted. And, you know, we haven't even got to the final few matches of the tournament. We still have a couple different days to go here, and it's a real testament to the format.
Yeah, I mean, we've got day 6 tomorrow, day 7 and 8, and day 9 and 10. I mean, officially, in terms of time, we are at the end of today marks the halfway mark of the tournament in terms of time. Exactly. But we are at the end of today, with now 4 teams eliminated. We are down now to our final 8 teams, and by the end of tomorrow, we'll be down to 6. So this is such an exciting format, and these 2 teams, massive shout out to Preyday, Quick, all of the guys from FRA, QQ. The leadership from FRA brought it in this best of 3. That was an absolutely outstanding performance from FRA. One team has to win, right? Somebody's got to win. And TAW found a way at the very end of multiple games to find the W. And you just have to respect it. Fear not, the whole team, everyone, all the squad leaders from TAW, Maelstrom, they all put it together. They found a way, and they won. And that is such an impressive result from TAW, and they now get to advance into tomorrow's game. And I think, Scurbs, we're probably going to need to cast that one, aren't we?
Maybe.
I think we're going to have to. So it's been a pleasure bringing these matches to you today. My name is Abenis. I was joined by Scurbs from HLY. Thank you for joining us. We will be back tomorrow with match day 6 action in losers round 4 and also a semifinal. So we'll see you all there. Thanks, everybody.
See you then.